What's going on, guys? Apparently, I'm a moist critical clone, so I've been told. Penguin ZO, Charlie. And honestly, like I've actually pointed out, the only common thing I see is we both have long hair. Now, I've had long hair like pretty much my whole life. He has not. He's always had like the faux hawk, the cool dude haircut. Real dudeish, preppy dude type haircuts. Nothing to bash him. I don't know what type of person he was in school. Never knew him, never met him. I think he's actually years younger than me. But I'm here to talk about the days of skating back when I was a teenager. About 100 pounds ago. Yes, at one point in time, this big bulky guy you see now actually was a tiny little framed skateboarder. Now, I was not super professional. I did not, shred it up that much. I definitely could hit a little bit of a 50-50 on a rail. I wasn't that fast. I fell a lot. I kept my balance for the most part, but the tricks was the hard part. Now, I know this isn't like proof or anything, but I still take pride in my history of skating. Back in the day, I still wear DCs quite a lot. Converse is still one of my favorite shoes, mainly because they fit my foot really well. It's either that or straight boots. I don't really wear anything else. I wear Justin's and whatever the hell I have for work. Now, back then, I started out with like Walmart boards. Anybody that knows what a Walmart board is, I feel for you. They're super thick, bulky, not that good. They're really they don't work well, and they're super awkward. Now, some people can make them work. I used to be able to make it work. It is hard as hell, at least back then. You're talking about 15, 20 years ago. It was pretty hard to make those work when you're trying to do just a simple ollie, just a little jump with it. It was rough. Now, here's the thing. I was not a prodigy. I was not that good. It took me years to actually even be able to do simple tricks. Now, before I moved to Mississippi, where I lived had a lot more concrete, a lot more open space, and you could actually have areas to go skateboard. Now, around here in the damn sticks, in old Mississippi, there's not a lot of places that are around here other than like actual town. But I never would be able to make it to town. You're talking about something that was 20-30 minute drive plus, if you were just walking, it would have been even longer, and I didn't have time for all that. I just rather just stayed outside. But I still had a little gleam of hope. When they opened up a skate park, one of my cousins actually would drive me, and another side of the family's cousin, they would drive us up there, skateboarding, stuff like that. He would actually give us a little outlet to have fun. That was my latest injury. Now, that's a thing that people have seen when I'm on stream. I will move my jaw. I do that, and sometimes you'll hear it pop on stream, if I had to guess. I never really, pay attention. But it's kind of like popping your knuckles. I get fluid built up. Now, I never went to the doctor for this, but when they opened up the skate park, I was, super ecstatic. I was able to do small tricks. So I got these fat nuts and decided to try to do the half pipe. Now, that was a huge mistake. If anybody knows about skateboarding, you have to have that perfect center, and you have to lean a little, but you have to be able to go in to the dip, into the half pipe, basically. And I made a mistake. I went in, up and forward, and when I did, I just went straight face first, was about to hit, and when I did, I hit my elbow. Now, anybody knows small half pipes are 5 to 7 feet, simple. Like most of them are 5 to 7 feet tall. So you're talking about roughly 7-foot drop instantly, straight down to my elbow. I elbow dropped, came up, that thing popped me right in the shoulder. And I'm going to be honest, it hurt. It definitely hurt a lot. I did not skateboard after that. I was like 14 or 15. I think after that, I started just picking up small hobbies, something else to do. Video games, I think, was my primary focus after that. Because it made me realize I just don't have the coordination to do it. Now, years before that, I did simple stuff. Go down some hills. Pretty much use it for transportation. It was pretty simple because all you had to do is give it a little push and go and hit the hills and probably pop up and walk uphill. I mean, it was pretty simple. The other massive wipeout actually took out a lot of skin. It was painful, I'm not going to lie. So I don't know if anybody's ever went down these huge slopes. Back in my hometown, we had a church that sat on top of a hill. Real far. I'm talking about this thing probably was a good 100 yards of just nothing but, road. Now, if anybody's ever seen those downhill rollerbladers and skateboarders where they put their arms down and they try to hit those turns, oh my God, it's an adrenaline rush. You're going 30, 40 miles an hour easily down that. This is where my mistake was. I was probably 12 years old. I was not very strong at doing ollies yet because I always wanted to skateboard, but I had a hiatus. I wanted to skateboard since I was a kid, but then when I moved to Mississippi, like I said, very hard to deal with, very hard to do where we were at because it was nothing but sticks and, rocky roads. So I would try to be on a skateboard as much as possible in the summers when I actually went to go visit family in between school. When I was up there, this is where it just all hell broke loose. A buddy of mine's on his bike. So on this hill, they had little speed bumps for whatever reason. I don't know why. But now, like I said, I was still fairly getting just the simple ollie down. Now, ollieing it's easy. It's like pretty much the first trick any skateboarder is going to learn because, you got to learn how to pop it off the ground. That's pretty much it. That's basics. Now, like I said, I was 12, a little bit late in my skateboarding, attempts. And I also wasn't big on wearing equipment, which after that I wore equipment all the fucking time. But I went down this. I was really stoked. I wanted to hit it. Now, my first time, I went down it pretty simple, but I kind of made myself only go down a little bit at a time and slow down. And I'd bring the skateboard up, so it just eat the ass end of it up to kind of break because I did not want to go down full speed. I was like, all right, I think I got this. A few tries in, I think I got this. I got some of my ollies up just to make sure, yeah, okay, I got this. I can do this. I want to hit it down, ollie over the first speed bump, ollie over the second speed bump. So I made the first one, and I barely make the second one. Now, there's this long stretch at the end. I started getting speed wobbles. Anybody knows what speed wobbles are? They can be unpredictable. And if you don't jump off, most people I've ever seen that get speed wobbles, they straight eat the concrete instantly. There is no recovering from that, usually. I'm not saying people haven't, but I have never seen it. So, hit the 2 jumps. It's time to catch speed. Once I'm catching this speed, and I felt it, it started doing that, I was like, oh, no. I gotta bail. Now, I'm still young. I don't know how bailing works. I thought if I forced it over just a tad bit, I could hit the grass. The grass should be super soft. The skateboard made it to the grass. I did not. As soon as I turned, it's like one of those TV moments, movie moments, where it's a comedy and they're like, yeah, I made the jump. And then you notice like Hot Rod, for instance. He's in the air, but the bike's 20 feet below him. That was me. I went to shoot and I'm like up in the air thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to hit the grass. I look, skateboard's already hitting the grass. I'm in the air. And that's when I just smashed down my whole right side, all the way up my face. All this was nothing but road rash. And you're talking about, I was going a good speed. Now 25, 30 miles an hour is not a whole lot, but when you're hitting the ground, it is rough. It took my leg meat all the way up my hip, up my side, my arm. I looked like a victim that came from a car crash. That has to have been one of the goofiest things that's ever happened to me. And honestly, after those big crashes, I realized that, I never broke a bone doing it, and I didn't think I would want to. I wasn't good enough to get paid by it, so I thought practicing would have been almost pointless because if I kept getting hurt, I wasn't going to make it anywhere. There's not going to be a professional Billy being a skateboarder, so I kind of gave up. And I don't regret it. It was fun. It was cool. I still, I have a huge amount of respect for, professional skateboarders, especially the bigs. One of my favorites forever was Tony Hawk. And I know that sounds super cliche, but he was one of my favorites. I liked Bam Margera for what he was at one time, and then he fell off from skateboarding and started doing pretty much Jackass full time. But I respected, Tony Hawk being the professional he was for all the way up until today. And that's why I wanted to do the half pipe, because he was such a half pipe king. He was the dude for half pipes. And when I realized I pretty much could not control my body or, do that, that transition from straight down to the pipe, it was too much for me. I'm not going to lie. So anybody that skateboards and you're handling it good, man, good on you. Keep it up. I just know I ate the ground too much and I was definitely not cut out for skateboarding. But yeah, that's about all I got to say about that. Y'all have a good one.